The President gave a budget speech this week in response to efforts by Republicans to get control of government spending here in Washington, also for job creation today and for the quality of life of the next generation of Americans. It's good that the President is finally getting engaged in the fiscal crisis that faces our country. As the budget debate moves forward, there are important lessons from history that need to be understood. Unfortunately, those lessons were not reflected in the President's speech yesterday. From World War II through 2009, every dollar of new federal tax revenue resulted in $1.17 of new spending. Tax reductions in 2001 and 2003 resulted in more revenue to the federal treasury. The expanding economy, spurred by this tax relief, helped to reduce the annual budget deficit from $412 billion in 2004 to $160 billion in 2007. So, even the most sincere argument that raising taxes will reduce the deficit and debt doesn't have history to back it up. Outside of Washington, it's obvious that the problem isn't that people are undertaxed, but that Washington and Congress overspends. They said so loud and clear in the last election. That's what the voters told us. And elections are supposed to have consequences. And this debate is a consequence of that election. The debate has changed here in Washington tremendously, from how much government can spend to how much we can save. Government spending over the last 2 years, as an example, increased by 22%. That's not a sustainable increase. If we follow the budget proposed this year by President Obama, we'll add another $13 trillion to our national debt over the next decade. This debt gets in the way of economic activity that creates jobs, and it's a terrible burden to leave to future generations. Washington needs to get behind policies that clamp down on spending, and after you do that, the economy will grow. Increased economic activity increases revenue to the federal treasury, enabling deficits and debt reduction. The answer is not defending ways to grow the government.